Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Big shout out to my 72 subscribers. I love you guys. Today's topic, we're gonna talk about how you need to love your inner child. You need to nurture your inner child. You need to tap into your inner child. So what we're gonna do, first things first, I want you to give yourself a big hug. Because I feel like the more you get older, the more you evolve into an adult, it's kind of like your inner child is pushed to the back. You know, we have so much responsibilities, whether you're a parent, whether you have a full-time job, part-time job, you have dreams, you have aspirations, you have family. It needs to come to a point in your life where you stop giving out and you pull it back in and you love yourself, you know? Because I feel like as humans, we get so stuck in a routine of doing what we need to do and handling our responsibilities, but we don't realize that there's an inner child inside of us screaming for help, screaming for love, screaming for some type of attention. You know, you need to make sure that when you're in the world making connections with people, you don't lose that connection within yourself. It's just so important not to forget about yourself. Like, around 2020, when everything was like chaos and it was just like so much, like I just went into isolation and I just tapped into my inner child and I started to do things that made me so happy again. Painting, coloring, reading, bike riding. Like I used to do all these things as a child, but as I got older, it's like, who's gonna sit down and paint? Who has time for that? Who's gonna sit down and read a book after I just got out of a 10-hour shift and I'm exhausted working 6 days a week? Like I don't wanna read, I wanna go to sleep, right? And that becomes the problem when you choose these responsibilities and these obligations over yourself. Now you find yourself ending up in a cycle where it's like them or me, you know? And like, oh, I gotta work, I gotta hustle, I gotta choose my kids, I gotta choose my family, I gotta choose my wife, I gotta choose my husband, I gotta choose my cousins, I gotta choose my brother, I gotta choose, like you're choosing all these people over yourself. And then you get into a cycle where it's like you just neglect yourself naturally, you know? And you end up being programmed to work, being programmed to run for everybody else, but you don't love yourself, you don't nurture yourself, you don't take time to read that book, you don't take time to go bike riding or to go on a jog or, you know, to do little things that would just nurture your inner self or your inner child, you know? Me personally, I love painting, and that's why I started painting again. I think I started painting like around 2019, 2020 again, and it made me so happy because it was just like peace, quiet. I was able to really just like allow all my creativity to just fall onto the canvas. And it's just so beautiful to have a blank canvas and then to just spill all your creativity onto it and then to see the artwork that you make or see the masterpiece that you make. It just made me so happy because it's like you really could turn nothing into something, you know? And it's just so much beauty in being creative. It's so much beauty in tapping into your inner child and nurturing your inner child and doing things that make you happy and the inner you happy, you know, like your childhood self. And part of my inner child is proud of me for working hard, but at the same time, I don't want to burn myself to the ground. I don't want to, you know, end up losing my essence of a person because I'm draining my life force working for the next person or giving my life force to a broken relationship, to a broken friendship, to broken love. So honestly, one of the things that I realized from quitting my job is that like burning myself out and working all these hours and slaving and hustling, like all of that is not going to feed my inner child. That is not going to nurture my inner soul, my inner child. Like that's honestly just burning me out. It's just making me like have less hope for the future because I'm giving my essence away for a paycheck, you know? And I realized that ever since I quit my job, I've literally been nurturing myself and doing things that genuinely make me happy and allowing myself to just be. It sounds so hard because I know people have bills and I know people have responsibilities and stuff like that, but in all reality, all these things outside of you is to program you to stray far away from yourself, you know? Like, you're complaining because you don't have money for a Netflix bill, then don't watch Netflix. You're complaining because Apple keeps stealing your money for the music, then go on YouTube. These things that we have is a luxury, and we feel like we're supposed to have it, and we're gonna burn ourselves and run ourselves down to the ground just to have these things, and it's like, I'm not doing that anymore. Like, I'm doing what makes me happy, doing what fulfills me. I found a new sense of happiness. I found a new sense of freedom in loving myself and choosing myself instead of choosing these jobs. I found peace in prioritizing myself because it's like, why am I gonna continue to work these jobs for a little paycheck and I have no fulfillment, I have no happiness, I have no, like, no shade, but working at retail is not fulfilling my spirit. Working at retail was not making me happy. It was not making me feel like I was doing my purpose. You feel me? Like, yes, it was cute to be helpful. It was good to come in and sprinkle my glitter all over that environment and make it beautiful. But in all reality, that wasn't my purpose. You know, I want to be able to be that source of light. I want to be able to be that source of love, you know, and I think in order for me to nurture the next generation, in order for me to love on the next generation, in order for me to, you know, be an inspiration, I need to love myself. I need to nurture myself. I need to tap into my inner child, make sure that my inner child is happy and I'm doing things that actually make me proud. Not for material gain, not for, you know, worldly success and status and, you know, the name of it all, but for my soul. So honestly, like me sitting on this camera, spreading my glitter all over the world, like that's what's making me happy. I'm gonna keep doing that, you know? And even though I'm not making any money from this, even though I'm in a situation where I've never been before, which is like I literally quit my job to do YouTube, I really don't care because it's like faith over sight for me. I'm not gonna allow my circumstances of me quitting my job make me feel like I'm less than or make me feel like I'm not doing what I need to do, when that was a big thing for my inner child. That was a big step for choosing me because I was being mishandled. I was being misused at a job that I didn't deserve to be at. They didn't deserve me. Moving forward for 2025, nurture your inner child, love on your inner child, do things that make you happy, do things that made you happy 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And if that doesn't serve you anymore, then find new things to do. Just think about your 5-year-old self, think about your 10-year-old self, you know, what would they want for you? What would they want you to be doing? What would they be interested in doing? What would they be interested in exploring, you know? Tap back into that creativity, tap back into that inner child, that light, that fun energy, you know? Stop taking life so serious. Like, this world is so dark and there's already so much harsh things and so much responsibilities we have to deal with. So try to find some type of happiness, you know? Tap into your inner child, love yourself, and love other people as well. Thank you guys for tapping into my video. I love you guys for tuning in. Thanks for the comments, thanks for the subscriptions. I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah.